My guest advises NRIs, OCIs, PIOs across more than 25 countries on cross-border taxation, FEMA, and succession. And he has just completed his book about what NRIs are not told about India. CA Sagar Soman, welcome.
Thank you.
You are a chartered accountant. You could have written another tax guide like everyone else. But why did you choose to write this book? What NRIs are not told about India?
Very good question. So, uh, Avinash, you advise a lot of NRIs. You get a lot of consultation calls yourself. I just have a simple question that when an NRI asks any question, is it limited to one particular law or one particular framework, or we have to analyze different angles? For example, if it's a question related to taxation in India, does it restrict to India itself, or FEMA also gets involved, and the US taxation or any other home country taxation also get involved?
Yes, it does. It's a bit complicated. There is not like one particular law that applies.
Exactly. So that was my point. There are many tax manuals, FEMA manuals, or any other law related books available in the market. The entire framework is available for us to read, but there is no structure which I could find which binds everything together so that NRI gets a holistic view or a holistic approach to whatever his queries are. So that's the idea behind this book.
Got it. So your title is interesting. So why should someone care about this book?
Basically, it's not designed to scare away NRIs not to invest in India, or it's not designed in a way that you should be scared or afraid of India at all. It is designed in a way that any question that comes to an NRI's mind can have many implications in terms of succession, taxation, FEMA compliances, money routes, banking. All these things matter. So, what NRIs are not told about India is basically based on the theme that you may have one question, but the answer cannot be a simple one as that we give to a resident Indian. It can have many three-dimensional or four-dimensional views to it, and that's what this book brings into light.
Got it. So let me push you a bit. Isn't NRIs need a specialist? That's what I think all the CAs wants to make you believe so that they can collect the fees. So why this book? And it's
Yeah, so exactly the point. Many people feel that if somebody is coming back to India, it's a returning NRI, or if it's an NRI, then they need a NRI compliance service, or they need a chartered accountant who does a lot of handholding. That is not to scare away NRIs. This is basically to teach them that whenever you ask a question, there can be multiple laws at play. It's not a simple question. And I've always seen NRIs, looking at the income tax law and making decisions. But in my book, I've explained that income tax law comes at the last end of the tunnel which you cross. So how I've designed it is that first you have to look at whether the transaction itself was allowed, and that is designed under the Foreign Exchange Management Act or the FEMA of India. It decides whether you are allowed to do that transaction, and once you do that, then okay, at the end of the road, you have to see whether how much tax, like a toll tax, how much tax you pay to India, and then even after taking the money to your home country, how much tax do you pay to your country? So is there a toll booth there as well? So that entire structure is what is the theme behind this book.
got it. So give me an example where NRI feels he's smart and he's doing it right, but he's completely wrong.
Many times I feel, India is always an emotional thing for an NRI, because he might have left India, in heart he might still belong to India, and there is always a sense of belonging or a sense of pull that is happening in the mind of an NRI. He feels that I want to be connected to my homeland, and that's what takes NRIs towards taking a decision of investing in India through the real estate. Now within real estate also, they feel, okay, my uncle or my brother or my friend got 2 times returns in 6 years, or that is how they calculate, basically, that if I invest in a property, I would get multiples of that within a few years, and that's what brings them to investment into a real estate in India. But when you look at a real estate investment from a resident perspective versus non-resident perspective, both of them are very different, because when you want to sell an Indian property, NRIs then realize that the withholding tax, which is the TDS, happens on the entire sale value if you did not get a lower tax deduction certificate. So the cash flow gets blocked at the time of sale. Secondly, when you want to bring the money back to your homeland, whichever it may be, there is FEMA at play. So FEMA decides how much money can you move. It is, if it's beyond a certain limit, which is $1 million every year. So if it's beyond that limit, then again you have to split it into different transactions, different years. So all these things you need to analyze properly. It's not a simple calculation that, okay, how many years got it to double the money or triple the money.
Okay. So who this book is for? Let's be honest. Are you trying to scare people not to invest in India?
Not at all. It's the other way around. It's basically giving you a structure that you're welcome to invest in India, but there is a structure which you need to follow. It's not only the return that you should look at, there is a route behind it. So what my book says is there is a return, there is a route, and there is a framework which you need to follow. If you want to invest in India with the intention of taking the money out of India, then there is a route which you need to follow. It should be a repatriable way. Or how will you exit that particular investment? How much will you get with the currency loss, the depreciation happening around the currency versus the taxation at your home country? What all net returns do you get? This framework or this book teaches you that framework, that how do you apply to any situation and how do you basically make an informed decision. It is not at all to scare you. It is to show you the options, what all options India has, and what all structure is behind each option and how you can avail those.
Got it. So let me continue with that. Like you said, choose a route, not focus so much on the returns. What is this route and how can someone focus or select this?
So basically, whenever you are investing in India, there are two. Traditionally, there has been only one. You invest in rupees in India, either the repatriable route, which is the NRI or FCNR way, or the non-repatriable, which is NRO route. Now there is a third option which has recently come up, which is through gift city. So you can invest in India, which is a repatriable way, but within your dollar denominated investments. So for example, within US, you invest in a India oriented fund in dollars and you take the returns back in dollars. So that third avenue has also opened up. That is what I call a route.
Yeah.
So now there is a route behind every investment decision that you make. Now, whether that route was compliant to take the money out will always depend on whether you invested in the right way in the first place or not. That is what this book teaches.
Got it. If an NRI has to take away one thing from our discussion, what would it be?
Question, whatever it may seem for an NRI, is not a simple question. It's always a cross-border decision. Now, within cross-border decision, a lot of factors or a lot of laws are at play. You need to be aware of all of them. And this book is something which will teach you that how do you apply that basic framework to understand which laws can come into picture. So at least you, whatever information is available, you should be able to at least pull that properly within that framework. You understand that there are 5 laws coming at play. So you should know what these 5 laws are and how to get the information from them or what professionals to approach to. So this basically teaches you a method to apply to every cross-border decision within India.
Got it. So thank you very much, CA Sagar Soman, and wish you all the best and good luck with the book.
Thank you so much.